Hey, what's going on? What's going on? Just on my way out and about. I was thinking about something, and because I was riding through a particular area, and I saw a lot of old homes, and a lot of them looked pretty grand. A lot of them were big and had, you can tell they had the interesting rooftops, and the way that the gates went out, and they were nice. They were pretty nice. But they were old and crumbling down and dilapidated. And I thought about something. At one point in time, that probably was a prestigious neighborhood, and that house. Obviously, you can see its beauty by looking at the house. You can see that it's a beautiful home. It's just old and it's not. You can't live in it. Now, what happened for these homes to go into this state? And it made me think about something I was talking in the barbershop about a couple of days ago. And we were talking about, I think gentrification is the word. And they were talking about how they didn't feel that was something that, certain people should do. They didn't like the fact that someone with the money or the funding could come into a particular area and revamp that area and move in people who can afford the homes that they put in. See, because that's what I'm talking about right there. I believe that is a good thing, because otherwise, what would that home have done but rot? So you cannot blame anyone for seeing an opportunity, for putting some money and hard work into something for it to pay off for them. How do you look? That's ridiculous for you to think, for you to believe in your mind that somehow restoring a neighborhood, and then who's going to live in that neighborhood? So am I supposed to restore a neighborhood up to prime condition? Because see, if you lived in that neighborhood and you didn't do anything to repair it or take up money or something, because keep in mind, in certain communities, billions of dollars are spent on sneakers and all kinds of shit. So if people put their money together and pool their resources, yeah, they could fix a community. They could buy a home, start a company, sell property or something. They could do that. So it's not really an excuse. And that's why I agree. I think that if what you're going to do is just let something sit there, let termites just eat up a home, a beautiful home that otherwise would have been nice to live in. Now keep in mind, the worse of the conditions in the neighborhood, the more you get crime, and there's a lot of things that happen. If you go into the nicer neighborhoods, there's security, there people care a little bit more. So when and that's my thing. I was talking about, the trash can in on every corner in the hood somewhere. Would they throw the trash in the can, or would they throw it on the ground beside the can? Because if they're using the can, I'm trying to figure out how trash is blowing in the street right now, like it's everywhere. And that's what I mean. I think gentrification is not a bad thing. It may make the people who live in that area feel better about themselves and their surroundings, and they may try to do better. So I don't have a problem with someone putting money into something and trying to have a return on that money, on that investment. I think it's being very narrow-minded to not see the benefits of somebody spending money, because we're running out of space here. This world is not so big that we're not running out of space. So you should be thankful. If you live in a particular area and they're developing that area, you should be thankful, because you know what was it prior to that? What did you do to change that fact? Did you do anything? Did you round up folks? Did y'all do a drive and try to raise money to do a community center or something, blah blah blah? So you can't complain when somebody else has a plan. Somebody else is sitting somewhere planning out some new life for a neighborhood that you live in that's been dead all the time you've lived there. So I was just thinking about that. I'm not, I'm out and about, and I just, I was going, like I said, as you travel, you get through certain areas and stuff, and you see how bad it is. See, like that house over there, that house is pretty nice, and it's just old and run down, So I just, as I said, sometimes I come through different communities and I ride through, and I would like to see these communities. I try to imagine how they look when they were at their best, And where I am right now in this particular area, I would have to imagine, I would have to go back maybe to the early 1900s when this area right here probably had most prominence, probably about the early 1900s. So you mean to tell me for this many generations, this has been a shit town? It's shitty out here. So before you argue about gentrification, understand that you're going to say whatever you're going to say, but nothing's going to get done. The people who get stuff done, those are the people. Those are the people that we need to listen to. So I'm going to go ahead and head on out, and sign off, finish my day up. I just had to say that. Take care, man. Y'all take care.